Eidolon thinned the way. The reed road shut behind me, the black water held my knees. The low wake died to a lantern spark somewhere beyond the reeds. Broken markers leaned in mud, white cloth snagged on thorn. A crow token hung from a guidepost nail where the refugee line had turned. They called him Crow Face for the mask above his own. Black like a hook beak, shell eyes wide as bone, tarred feathers at the temples, ash cracked down one cheek. A mouth hid under the raven bill like a secret taught to speak. He made his revelation where the marsh lamp shook blue. He showed them all his living face and swore the road was true. The map had two roads and both of them were true. One for the mothers, one for the knives. The reeds kept bending, the blackbirds flew. One path for mercy, one path for lives. I found the first boat half sunk, rope cut clean at the ring. 3 little cups in the bilge water, a hymn book split in spring. I found boot marks on the cattails, deep where men had stood. I found arrow shafts in the mud wall, and salt rain dark with blood. A dead found a wet plank, a meal pot full of sand, a child's red string on a nail head, a woman's print in one hand. Under the 7 steel post, behind a saint of clay, the reed map slept in oil skin, where the rats had chewed the grave. The front showed safe water, the back showed where to wait. The crow mark scratched at every bend, black ink beside the gate. A thumbprint tarred the corner, a feather sealed the fold. The map did not lose those people, the map did what it was told. Oh, the map had 2 roads and both of them were true. One for the mothers, one for the knives. The reeds kept bending, the blackbirds flew. One path for mercy, one path for lives. At St. Vay's house, the door was barred, the steps were slick with rain. Lantern hooks swung empty there, like hands that kept no name. Beneath the reed walked down in shade, where fleetwood made a room. I saw a coat spread over small bones in the green-black gloom. She had covered him like a roof, the tide came in anyway. I heard my mother call my name, and the sea took up the tune. The marsh went red behind my eyes, the old smoke filled my mouth. The knife breathed softly in the reeds, a shadow leaned from south. He came to take me from behind, barefoot, low and thin. I let him put one hand out first, then broke the marsh around him. He cursed me through a broken tooth, he laughed through mud and blood. Said dead folk tell no stories, said crows eat what they should. I asked him who had marked the path, he spat into the rain. I asked him who had sowed the road, he smiled and hit the name. Then I pressed and passed the question, passed the law. I said I kept past the place where justice waits and rage goes down the steps. He gave me crow face in the end, he gave the beak, the sign, he gave the black house by the causeway, he gave the tarmac line. The reeds bent close, the map stayed dry, the mother held her child. I had the truth, I had the proof, then I cut his answer wide. The map had 2 roads and both of them were true. One for the mothers, one for the knives. The reeds kept bending, the blackbirds flew. One path for mercy, one path for lives. Crow face marked them, crow left him where the blackbird